now we have the enterprise panel, which Tom is going to lead and moderate again. And this is going to be, just to give you an idea, we're still going to have the awards in 6:40 p.m. in the main stage. So we're approaching that.
Thank you, Alexander. Okay, so we are entering endgame now, and as Alex said, we are entering the final session, the enterprise vertical. Please welcome the first startup, Pigro, founded in 2016, coming from Italy. Please welcome onto the stage Gabriele Maggiolo. Gabriele, are you here? Yeah, brilliant. Thank you. You've got 3 minutes.
It works? Yes. Hello, hi everybody. I'm Gabriele, I'm the CMO of Pigro, and I'm in charge of expanding Pigro internationally. In the enterprises, the managers rank as top problem to solve the content findability. In the enterprises, our ideal customers, we can find a lot of repository, a lot of software for handle the knowledge, with a very poor search experience. So poor that 13% of employees' time is wasted for creating content that already exists. If you think also in your personal use, when you need the information, we need to open the computer, remember if you need the file for the information, browse a lot of folders, open the files, and scrolling under the page of documents to find the information. With Pigro, we are shaping the world without folders, with a very search disruptive experience. Pigro is an AI-powered search engine retrieving any information from any files, from any kind of repositories. We can connect from Salesforce to SharePoint to Google Drive, whatever you want. Once documents are imported, we can extract only the portion of text that answer of your natural language question. We don't want to change, the people change their habits. So Pigro, in background, updated the knowledge in dynamic mode. This is our revenue model. We closed the deal with a very outstanding name. I tell you the story about Sky. After 2 deals, now more than 4,000 customer service agents use Pigro while they are on the phone with the customers. This is our number. We closed 2021 with 250K, with 40% of recurring. We opened the fundraising process a few months ago, and we wanted to achieve 7.5 million. We already tested this number in Italy, 10 qualified meetings, 3 offers, 1 customers. And we wanted to raise 2 million with EIS scheme for product standardization, good important certification, and 4 new customers a month. Another important thing, we are totally bootstrapped. Finally, there is a team. Okay, 10 years of a developer, the brain of Nick. Nicola, a multinational company for more than 20 years, and me, help those in business of strategy. So please come with us and join the enterprise search revolution. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you very much, Gabriele. Okay, let's open up the floor to the Q&A session. Who would like to ask the first question of Gabriele?
So I started. Pigro means lazy in Italian. So be lazy and ask Pigro some questions, please.
No, okay, let's move to the virtual jury instead, Gabriele.
Okay.
Who have you got out there?
Okay, so maybe I'll start. So thank you, Gabriel, for your pitch. It was great. I'm just wondering, because maybe I didn't get it, but could you guide us through value proposition for one of your customers? So what value you bring to them in the end? So for example, maybe Sky, because I've seen it, seen their logo on your presentation.
Yes, thank you for the questions. When we ranked for the competitive landscape, the first rank we wanted to do for the customers is the speed to find the answers. So if the customers wanted to increase efficiency and productivity, is the right customer for us. And so for that, increase the speed of finding answers and low setup, less than 6 weeks, and zero maintenance. This is what we do for our customers. For example, we develop for Sky, we develop some business case. We can save £2 million per year in timing of not spend time for searching the information. Did you answer?
Okay, so £2 million for Sky in savings,
Yes.
yeah?
With ROI around 20%.
Okay. And what is your average contract revenue from Sky?
Could you repeat the question, because I can listen to you?
And what is the average contract value with Sky yearly?
About Sky, the contract value, around 100k euro per month, per year.
Got it, thank you.
Gabrielle, hi, thanks for the pitch. Quick question from me. Who do you view as your main competitor? How do potential customers solve their problem now?
Okay. Basically, we develop an hybrid model that covers the gap between the semantic approach and the statistical approach. So basically, our competitors, the differentiation, for example, Searchable or Algolia is one of the main competitors, or Stravito, but it's a very different approach from the other, from us. For example, we needed to bulk import of the knowledge before to use it. In our case, less than 6 weeks, we are ready to use.
Okay, got it. And just maybe one more question. So I understand in 2021, 40% of your revenue was recurring,
Exactly.
which means 50% was non-recurring. Can you explain what the non-recurring revenue was?
Yes, it's a full setup cost. When you deal with enterprise, we need to some kind of special integration, to custom integration. So on the beginning, we have an initial setup cost, and then we have a recurring revenue. For example, for the right access to the documentation, we need to customize. We raise the money to reduce the effort of customization or the initial setup cost to increase by 3 times the recurring revenue.
Got it. Thank you.
Maybe just to follow up on that, considering the one-time cost and the expense that you have with that, do you think that you will continue providing these services to customers by yourself, or do you plan to partner with someone to do it instead of you?
We started to provide by ourselves, but another strategy is to make some kind of partnership with Salesforce, for example, to enter in the market of the enterprise in the UK.
Thank you.
Or some other system integrator to have already the entrance in the enterprise market. Thank you for the question. Thank you for your time.
No more questions? Okay. Thank you, Gabriel. Take that one. Okay, next up for the startup session is we have a company called Procesio, which was founded in 2020, comes from Romania, and hopefully we will have on stage now Mihai Darzan. Welcome, Mihai.
Thank
Best
you.
of luck.
So hello everyone, my name is Mihai Darzan, and I'm the founder and CEO of Procesio. I'm leading a team of 50 people. We have around 60 enterprise clients, and we are generating 1 million in annual recurring revenue. And I'm here today to tell you a very important aspect. And that is that too many companies are going to die. More than 50% of Forbes 500 companies have died in the last 20 years. And companies are going to die because they need to be more agile, while their competitors are employing technologies that allow them to be fast to execute within their markets. Companies are going to die because they need to deliver outcomes, and outcomes mean software, and software requires software developers. But software developers are a few. So what's the solution to this problem? The solution is to remove manual work using automation. And by doing so, you will also remove or diminish the number of software developers required to do the job. The solution is to have business operation people work side by side with software engineers to deliver faster. The solution is to deliver outcomes 10 times faster with 30 times lower costs. The solution is Procesio. Procesio, it's a hyper-automation technology, and we are helping our clients with many aspects. But amongst them are client onboarding, churn prediction, complaints management, and many other. We are currently focusing on the energy industry, but also we are building use cases to address other industries. We have a very strong management and advisory team. We have been working together for more than 6 years now. And in terms of competition, we have very powerful differentiators. Take, for example, energy companies. They require their vendors to install their solutions on-premise. Also, our clients, and obviously we are doing that, and also our clients are describing our solutions as flexible and easy to use. We also have entered recently into Gartner's radar, and they have validated that there is no competition at this point in the energy industry, and also they have validated that the usage-based pricing model that we are using is the way to go. In terms of market size, we have calculated bottom-up the market to be around 90 billion euros. So far, we have, as I mentioned, 1 million euro in annual recurring revenue, and we're targeting to have 2 million turnover by the end of the year. And for that, we are looking for a 2.5 million equity investment. So by using the technology that we're providing, less companies are going to die, because no-code technology is the future. And I'm also here with my colleagues, Marian and Mihai, there. So reach out and see what's cooking.
Great, thank you, Mihai. That was a very protein-rich presentation. Let's open the floor up to some questions. Who'd like to ask Mihai? No immediate takers from the real world? Okay, let's cross over to the virtual one.
Hello, Michał.
Hi there.
Thank you for your pitch, and great to see you once again.
Nice to see you again.
So, could you guide us? What is the story? Why you actually choose power and gas industries or energy industries in general right now? Because the market sounds to be quite small for only this vertical.
We chose this industry because we come from this industry. We are more than 11 years building stuff, automation, and working with enterprises in this industry. We understand this industry, and indeed, it's a smaller niche compared to other industries, but even for that reason, it makes sense for us to enter this market. The entry barrier is higher for our competitors, and that's one of the reasons for which there is no competitor in this market, and this is a way for us to gain faster traction. Did that answer the question?
Okay, I might go next. Hi, Mihai. First of all, I love the niche focus. On the other hand, investors usually stop and think when they hear there's no competition. I suppose there is competition, just probably not vertically focused. So a question to you is, who do you currently consider your closest competition? And a second question might be, do you plan, and if so, when, to go outside the energy or power and gas focus? Thank you.
Thank you, Andrei, for the question. Yes, obviously there is competition, but the competition is extremely low in the energy market, and that's why we are targeting. From the Gartner feedback, Basically, 50% of our competitors, they are monitoring more than 700 competitors out there. 50% of them do not have any focus whatsoever in the energy industry. And out of the remaining 50, basically they have at least one client or a partner which is somehow able to address the market. So that doesn't leave a lot of competitors. Obviously, there are some competitors which have projects in this energy industry, but leaves a lot of room for us to enter. And to address the second question, obviously, we want to exit the energy industry vertical, and that's why we are building use cases that can address other verticals, and that's how we intend to scale.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
If I may continue, can you walk us through the deployment process? How complicated is it for a customer to start working with your product? And
Sure.
how much customization you need to do on your product for any company to work with it?
Sure. First of all, I will start with the second part, how much customization is required. Basically, our technology is designed in such a way that you customize everything, right? So it's extremely flexible, and that's our one of our key points. There are two types of clients. Now, to address the first question, there are two types of clients. The first one is the type of client which intend to use themselves our technology. And generally, for them, they do not require any training whatsoever. We give them our documentation, our tutorials, our getting started materials, and they are ready to go. And that's what happened with our clients. The second type of clients is the one that wants to have outcomes, to have the end solution at turnkey, right? And generally, we implement that by using our partners, or if we do not have at some point a partner which is available, we implement it ourselves. And it depends on the size of the project and the complexity. Did I answer the question?
Yep. Thanks.
Thank you for the presentation. Is there anything proprietary for the energy sector that you have chosen?
I wouldn't say that it's proprietary. Our technology is industry agnostic, and for that reason, it's just a tactic for us to address the energy industry so that we scale. But no, the straight answer is no, nothing proprietary to the energy industry. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Mihai. That's a great way to end. Okay, let's crack on with enterprise and find out a little bit about another startup called Coduline. It was founded in 2019 and hails from Estonia. If you could welcome on to stage Angelika Larkina, who will be presenting for Coduline. Angelika, take the stage. You've got 3 minutes. Thank you.
It's working, yeah? Okay. Good afternoon, dear ladies and gentlemen. My name is Angelika, and I am from Koduline. And Koduline is from Estonia, Tallinn, and we make real estate deals really easy. So, our mission is to give our clients help and the courage to do the real estate deals. And by building a safe place. And also, we want to educate our buyers and sellers so they would do wise choices. What have we done? We have built an environment where all the agents are in, and they get in there only by invites. So we make agents to compete for you. It's really easy to choose an agent because you see exactly what the rating is and how much money he or she needs. And by that, we've been actually really successful. We have done over 100 deals and gained over 10 million euros. And in the last 6 months, we have been actually in the shoes of the home buyers, and we see that they want to buy properties, but they don't know exactly what they want. So that's why it takes over almost 2 years to find a nice home for themselves. This is because over 25% of the properties are sold already before they get into the market, so in the pre-market then. So we offer our clients, the Coduline clients, that they will see the offers that are on the pre-market, so they can buy nice apartments for themselves. And we feel that this, in the listing sites, that the old version of the filtering is a little bit outdated. Because if you don't know what you want, how can you choose what you want? So the listings can't offer you the ones you need. So we want to create, a questionnaire with the help of the experts, for example, like architects, interior designers, psychologists, etc. And with the help of technology, we built the questionnaire, so the home buyer will answer it, and then we find out what he or she really wants. And then we start matching. And agent offers pre-market deals without a charge, and the buyer pays a monthly subscription, and when it comes to deal, he pays 1% of the transaction fee. This is our team, 3 Musketeers, and we are onboarding new people. And what we want 500,000 euros, so we could build our artificial assistant, and so we can go to new regions. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Angelica. That was great. And joining you on stage is co-founder Magnus Meldre for the Q&A session. So please, floor, ask some questions.
Hello.
Who have we got? No? Okay. We'll do our usual turning to the virtual jury.
So if there is no one in the room, then I will start. Can you explain to me why do you believe that the revenue model when the buyer actually pays the subscription makes sense? I'm just afraid that to log into an application or a system to pay monthly a fee and just be waiting for the outcome can not convince Mary, or can be a challenge for some of your users.
Yes, sorry. We are already operating with this service, and we are getting matches for the buyers, and our buyers are willing to pay for the info because they get deals they are not getting elsewhere. So we get them the deals that are not going to the real estate portals yet. So this is valuable for them.
So the value that they are getting throughout the time is access to deals that would otherwise not be available for them.
Yes.
Okay, and then just a quick follow-up to the value. That I wasn't quite sure whether I got it correctly, but you talked about the questionnaire that should be used for matching. Is it something that is already built, or is it something that is in a roadmap to be done in the future?
Yeah, this is something that we have researched and that we are building right now. Currently, our service is basing on what the buyer thinks, and we see this is not enough, and that's why we see a very big opportunity out there that we can use latest technology, machine learning technology. I have IT background, so that's why I see this opportunity, and also to engage experts. So this can be done in a totally different way. And we talked with a lot of buyers, and many people out there don't think that the filter experience in the listing portal is a very good solution. And yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I also think that this is a good idea, so go ahead and good luck.
Thanks. Any other questions? And this is Angelica's cat, so took a lot of time to get him on the picture, her. Okay.
Sorry, I'm too shy, maybe. So I'm just wondering, because as I understand, you're currently operating in Estonia, yep?
Yes, and we are also launching in Milan, Italy. we're already working on it.
What would be your next step of development of your company, your next market actually, and why?
Our next market will be Italy, because we are already working on it. And we have chosen Milan, and we think that Italian real estate market is a really good one. The lot of pressure is put on the home buyers, and they are paying very big transaction fees, which is not that normal, but it's good for the business in general for now. But yeah, this problem exists in basically all the countries, so we see a lot of opportunity in that. And once we have built our own technology, we don't actually want to go to build our own platform only, but we also think that we can sell this technology to existing listing portals out there. And so yeah, that is our goal with this technology.
A very quick follow-up question. So what is your end game for your product in terms of product, in terms of scale, and what are the potential obstacles or challenges on the way to achieve this end game?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the end game is to build our own technology, validate it in some markets, and sell the technology. Obviously, the technology might have some setbacks. That's the big obstacle I can foresee. But yeah, other than that, we are working on it. So yeah, we're not like reinventing the wheel. We scale up what's already working manually. So we automate a lot of things. Okay,
Brilliant.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Angelica and Magnus there from Coduline. Okay, our next enterprising startup was founded in 2018. It's called VISARIGHT. They hail from Germany. Please welcome onto the stage Paolo Cinas and Andreas Kopisov.
Have you ever done a tax declaration in China or any other legal issues with the foreign state? This is how millions of people feel when applying for the visa. Hi, I'm Andreas, founder of VISARIGHT, and we are transforming immigration into experience. We use legal tech to achieve efficiency, speed, and to predict results for our customers.
The immigration procedure can be frustrating for everyone. Hi, I am Paola, and I have experienced myself how frustrating, uncertain, and stressful is this process last year when I relocated from Mexico to Germany. With our solution, we are able to reduce by 70% the time and increase by 90% the probability of getting an approval from the embassy. How do we do this? We have developed a platform that allowed us to reduce bureaucracy and create a smooth and clear procedure for our clients. In order we can transform immigration to experience, we need to harmonize the interaction between these four entities. So the government, the customer, some lawyers, and everything is done through the platform.
We are the first friends our customer meets when come to a new country. And this friendship lasts for a long time, and that's why we are able to make a lot of upsells to our customers. Currently, we are working on some types of visas, and our team is currently working to add new features and new values to our platform. So we offer the fastest visa process at the highest success rate. There are millions of visas issued within the European Union each year, and the number is increasing from year to year. This is why our team is currently working on adding new features to develop the platform any further. And so our customers love our product. That's why we will be able to grow any further and make some revenue on the last years. The current revenue is 6 figures, and our team is currently working on adding new features to the platform.
Just as Andreas mentioned, our customers love our solution. Until now, we have closed more than 2,000 cases and retained our customers with a 75% rate. Our current strategy is just employment relocation, and the profile of our clients is diverse, from small companies, medium-sized, and large corporations, and even individuals. We are surrounded by high-class immigration experts, and this allowed us to create a happy relocation for our clients, their families, and the employers, and even the government.
We are currently looking for a few million euros to continue our development. Our current VC has agreed to participate in this round in adding 2 million euros on the top. There are great examples of great exit strategies within the legal tech immigration area. If you'd like to disrupt a 100 billion market, talk to me. Thank you so much.
Well done, Paola and Andres. That was a great pitch. Let's hear from the Q&A session. Who wants to start off?
Hi, Mateusz Bodio from RKKVC. So, can you elaborate more about the new features you are about to develop? Because I guess that if you succeed with the visa procedure, you will lose the client. So it's kind of Tinder situation. So yes, please.
Thank you so much for this question. So the new features are, if our customers come to Germany or to any countries where we have work on the visa, they probably, or not probably, most of the time they deal with other bureaucratic issues like tax class change, or childcare, or apartment search, or banking, or health insurance. And those are features we are step by step adding to the platform. And also we get some money for that, for closing those deals.
So you're gonna be, I don't know, like the first app for the immigrant, right? To settle in a new country.
Yeah, we would like to cover all the needs people have coming to a new country. So we have a conversation with our customers and looking at their needs, and step by step adding new features which can be also automated. This is, of course, the scalability is super important for us.
Right, thanks.
Thanks for the presentation. So which percentage of your service can be automated, and what's your current margin on your services?
Yeah, I would say right now we have 70% of our products which are completely automated. We are working on APIs to the government. We already have the first one in Germany, so we're able to submit the applications to the government and already discussing with other government institutions. And sorry, what was the second question?
The margin?
Margin, yeah. We just had a unit economics just closed it a couple of weeks ago, and our margin is at the moment 65%. And by optimization of the processing, we are able to increase this margin.
Thanks.
Do you have one question from there, and then we'll go to the online jury?
Hi. What is your approach to a difficult clientele? I'm speaking Ukrainians, Russians who are applying for the different types of visas. Do you help them, or you kind of stop them and then
Thank you so much for the question. At the moment, we're covering the immigration, inbound immigration to Germany. So it doesn't matter where you come from. We cover all the people that are in need of a visa, and we would like to extend our services to Europe. So by the next year, that's why we are also currently looking for the funding. And yeah, we cover all countries.
You know that Germany and Portugal now stops all the immigration from Russia. So I'm asking, like, you have a special services with them, or you just
there is a special
go to the guidelines?
Yeah, there is a special procedure. So because we have lawyers or immigration experts with the team, we're also collaborating with a lot of immigration experts. We are able to adapt our procedures super fast to any changes in the world. So we have, of course, services for the people who flee from Russia or Ukraine.
Thank you.
Okay, wonderful. Do we have anything from the virtual jury?
Yeah, actually, I just wanted to ask one question. Marcin Zbielski from Market One Capital. Do you hear me well?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, excellent. So I try to understand, does your platform is kind of flexible enough to manage all these visa processes in different countries, or is it like specific for one or a few countries you've already been in contact with?
Thank you. So our platform is flexible, so we are able to adapt those procedures to any countries. Of course, we're still developing the platform. We're kind of existing by the end of 2018 and just raised €1 million. And the new fresh funding should help us to build the platform more extensively and extend to other countries. But yeah, we build the platform to be able to add new features and new products pretty fast to the platform.
Also, I would just like to add that we work with all nationalities that would like to come to Germany, and from every part of the world to Germany. And what we are looking for is to extend this from every part of the world to Europe.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and the second question I got: are you somehow certified by different governments or the institutions? Because I believe that the process itself is very strictly connected to some regulations.
Yeah, we have the first API to the government in Germany, and we are participating on a huge project from the European Union. We have been chosen just a couple of months ago for the huge project to digitalize visa services within the European Union, and the project already started, so we are one of the participants with other huge companies.
Okay, thank you.
Great, thank you, Paula.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Andreas
Thank
from
you.
VISARIGHT. If you just do that way, thank you very much. Okay, moving on. We're now going to hear from Luke Patel, who's from a Polish company founded in 2018 called Smabbler. I want to hear lots more about this. So, Luke, take it away. You have 180 seconds.
1, 2, 3. Yes. Okay. So, hello everyone. I'm Luke from Smabbler. What do? We extract knowledge from text. Basically transforming useless or inaccessible text inside companies into an awesome source of knowledge. Since few years we've been working on our technology, and from the very beginning what was in our mind was to create a general, universal or horizontal solution which is able to address multiple textual challenges inside the company. So something which can be automated, can structure the format, can address multiple languages and multiple topics, and generally be the go-to solution for inside the company. What is the difference between the different solutions out there right now that are addressing the language AI solutions? Basically, most of them out there require data preparation, data training, the model training, everything. The whole training process in our technology is not required. Another thing, the multiple topics, we can use the same technology to address topics related with insurance, topics related with pharmaceutical companies, or topics related within manufacturing companies of different products. Another thing is explainability and consistency, and as well scalable deployment. I will go into that a little bit later. So what is the end game for a specific customer? That is to create a centralized knowledge database. What does that mean? That means transform all the different textual assets within a company into structured knowledge, which can be accessible by front-end applications like RPAs, BIs, machine learning and deep learning applications. It's a simple solution which does not change the infrastructure of the company. Basically, for one side, this is an example of one of our clients where we have on one side Salesforce, so with the different emails coming in, lots of textual assets in the company. On the other side, they have BI tools to be able to analyze it. The text goes into the Smabbler language engine. All the knowledge is extracted, provided in a structured database, and fed back into the process, enriching the accessible data for the company. This one of the use cases, since we know that the technology is a middleware and its general is horizontal, it has multiple use cases, but we focus specifically on one at this moment, and this is address the cost of warranties issue within companies. This is a big issue because companies know that they have lots of knowledge inside their communication with their clients, in emails precisely, but less than 1% of that communication is actually analyzed. And that's a big problem because around from 2 to 5% of revenue of the companies is used just for managed recalls, warranties, costs, and so on and so on. That's 100 billion annually across the globe. And that's how do we help them? We structure that information, and we provide them precise knowledge that they can address their topics. we're very happy with our client, or probably this is going to be one of the questions, so I don't know if I should continue or maybe answer it when the questions come.
Thank you, Luke. Let's see if it comes as one of the questions. So, yeah, who wants to know more from Luke? Well, why don't you start by answering your own question, what you were just saying just now, what you were just explaining.
Yes, what I was explaining. So maybe I will go to that.
Can I have a question?
Yeah.
Hi, thank you for the presentation. So if you could tell us a bit more about your traction, your clients, who you work with.
Okay, thank you for that question. Basically, at this moment, we're working with global companies. So one of our clients, the main client is Schneider Electric, which we are scaling globally, so addressing all their email cases that they have globally in the company. We are now addressing 20 plus languages, multiple email domains. So we're increasing our revenue for over 4x year to year at this moment. They love us. We're very happy with them. How they use that? They want to be more predictive. So as I mentioned before, they want to be able to address potential bad quality on the market as fast as possible. Why? Because from the moment of when the products are something's bad happening on the market to the moment you actually address it, that information comes to you in your office in quality department, it can be even up to 1 year or even 1.5 years of time. That is a lot of value of products on the market that are potentially exposed to warranty costs. Reducing that time by 1 month, 2 months, being able to analyze what is inside those communications with clients, being able to have weak signal detection, being able to look at trends and look at see what is happening, put out alarms, you can reduce that by a lot.
Thank you.
Maybe if I can continue, can you walk us through what are the best use cases for your solutions to be deployed to your customers? What is the value that you actually bring to the customer, and can you quantify the value in financial terms?
Yes. When we do these, okay. So as I mentioned that, okay, I think look here. So knowing that, okay, as I mentioned earlier, the technology is horizontal, which means we can address multiple topics. So this is this warranty cost or troubleshooting cases. This is something which are addressing now as a beachhead market for us, because we see that the global manufacturing companies, they have struggle with that problem. They want to understand what is within the what is the knowledge locked in the communication with their clients from their clients. Why these type of companies? Because they produce complicated products. That means they can be broken in thousands of ways, and to be able to utilize that knowledge at scale, so to be able to have this information at scale in millions of emails, have this information consistent. Even though the textual assets are dynamic and diverse, they can change over time. But to have that in one centralized global database, knowledge base that they have, they can address multiple challenges within the company, from quality department to marketing to sales to anything which is customer care, anything which is connected with the information, connected with the product. We tested this solution on multiple verticals. So we tested it on the manufacturing. We also tested it in pharmaceutical and insurance. We just found the most caloric cases were with the manufacturing. So we're starting with manufacturing at this moment. The next verticals will come as we grow.
Thank you. And can you just compare the price that you charge to the value that you create for the customer?
I like the questions from one of the last startups. I can answer it. What is the end game? I have 46 seconds, no questions. I will use that. The end game. The end game is to be the go-to language AI solution for any type of enterprise or company organization that wants to build their products, and they are based on textual assets. for Smabbler to be this intelligent data layer, this middleware between the missing piece between text and front-end applications and machine learning, which requires structured information to have high accuracy. One interesting example is one of our clients tested current language, deep learning language solutions directly on the text, 60% accuracy. On Smabbler's output, 90+ accuracy.
Okay, great. Thank you, Luke. If you just take it over there. Luke from Smabbler there. Okay, we're going to crack on. We have another Polish company, this time founded in 2019, called CodeAlly. And please welcome on stage Adam Zacek and Matthew Olek.
Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone.
Okay, the timer is here. Hello, my name is Adam and this is Matthew.
Hello.
We are the founders of CodeAlly. If you ask any CEO or a team leader what makes a company successful, the answer is usually the same. It's the people. Unfortunately, talent shortage makes it more and more difficult to build the teams we need. In Europe alone, we have a shortage of 500,000 IT specialists. In the USA, it's 1 million. Additionally, young developers trying to enter the market are usually required to have at least 1 year of commercial experience. What if we could lower the entry barrier for young talent without lowering the quality of new hires?
And that's exactly what CodeAlly does. Using our cloud-based programming environment as a foundation, we have prepared a certification process for young developers. By going through a series of standardized 100% coding-based challenges, the candidates don't only show off their skills, but also create a tangible proof of their coding expertise. And thanks to this proof, the recruiter considering the application may base the decision not on the candidate's experience, but their skills. And what about hiring more senior developers? The most commonly used method for that is active outreach, which despite being extremely time and money inefficient, is still used to hire over 70% of software developers. As an alternative, we have designed our platform to operate as a hybrid of job board and professional network. Thanks to that, job openings posted in CodeAlly don't just passively wait until they're found by job seekers, but instead are sent directly to those who are interested. In the meantime, the recruiter can go through our vast database of developers and handpick those who fit the open role perfectly. This way, the developers receive job recommendations they're interested in, and the recruiters receive perfect candidate profile recommendations. And based on those, they both get matched together.
To grow our talent network, we work together with programming schools. Educators use the cloud environment we have created for our code certifications to create interactive coding classes. We provide the infrastructure, educators bring their students and content, and then we help their students find jobs. FreeCodeCamp is the first school like this and is visited by over 70 million monthly visitors. Working with educators like FreeCodeCamp helps us grow very fast. In the first 5 months, over 16,000 developers joined CodeAlly.
We are a team of 4 technical founders, but most importantly, lifelong friends. We've met in middle school and remained very close ever since. We have our fair share of success together, and the biggest one is raising $500,000 investment round to create the technology we use to vet candidates in CodeAlly today. Thank you very much for listening, and we're open to any questions.
Thank you very much.
Great, thank you very much, guys. And like they said, they're open to any questions. So please, Floor, take it away.
So from all these users on the platform, what was the end result? How many people got hired? What revenue did this generate for you?
Okay, so it's actually a few questions at once, but okay, let me try to answer that. So we actually gathered some companies without having them to pay. We wanted to have at least a reasonable amount of job postings because otherwise it would be a very bad user experience. So we have about 60 job postings right now. I think it's 55 to be exact. From those, there are 30 companies that were onboarded. 4,000 developers in total applied to those job postings. 12 got hired and accepted. And the first customer that's actually paying is our biggest one, and that's Amazon. And they are paying $16,000 a month.
Okay. And from the perspective of the developer, if you are a top developer and there are a lot of recruiters and companies fighting for you, why do you think they'll go to your platform if there is already such a demand for their services, which is actually the core of the HR problem in this sphere?
Yeah, I think it's a very good question. We asked it ourselves more than dozens of times. So basically, we don't provide them with just a career platform. We give them a tool so they can code online and where they want. It's totally free, and the idea is to keep it free for developers. And this is actually the core of our developer acquisition strategy. But we are actually going far more than that. So we've noticed that developers usually know developers. This is how I was actually referring many of my friends to other companies. So we figured that we can incentivize companies to, instead of paying a fixed price, which is actually happening in our platform right now, for example, for Amazon, we can incentivize them to add referral bonuses. And this will work especially well for senior developers because usually they know many friends who might be interested in a particular job posting.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, maybe we've got some questions from the online jury.
Yes, I still have some questions. So how do you differentiate yourself from the existing competitors? The market is not empty. There are many competitors. Only in Poland, I know at least a few similar companies or the substitutes. So what's your USP?
So there are two main differences, maybe actually three that we see. So for starters, nobody is trying to help young developers. And this is actually a big issue because recruiters are non-technical. So it's very hard for them to evaluate candidate without knowing their experience history. And this is something we're fixing for those companies. This is a really big deal, for example, for local companies that can't compete with international enterprises in terms of like the developer salary. And top 1% or 2% of young developers will still outcompete traditional mid-level developers. And as far as the other things go, we are leaning towards no initial payment model. So the companies are only paying based on the success of the recruitment process. And this is really huge because right now everyone is incentivizing paying upfront. And this actually don't really incentivize companies to help in actually hiring the developers. It only incentivizes companies to have more job postings. And the more job postings they have, the lower the quality of the platform. This is actually the case for all the job boards. You will see that once they grow, they become pretty much unusable for the initial customers as well, because there are too many job postings and the quality of, and actually the amount of hires is dropping down significantly.
Maybe to follow up on the previous question, do you think that any of these differentiators are sustainable in the long term and will not be copied by your competitors?
So this is actually the reason why we're helping young developers to get started. We actually hired some super talented young developers, and we noticed that they had to apply to 50, 60 different companies before we found them, and they were exceptionally good. I would even say that our juniors, the one we actually hired before we decided to focus on this particular niche, were way better than most seniors I was working with, and I'm not even kidding. So we decided to help companies find developers like this, because this is actually the only way to bring more people to the market, and this is the reason why everyone is struggling to find developers so much, because there is simply not enough talent on the market. And you can't actually win like this. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Matthew. Okay, so we're now on to our penultimate pitch session from, this time, easysales.com, a company which was founded in 2019 in Romania. Please welcome to the stage for 3 minutes, Cyprian Kazakou. Take away.
Do you know that each second 11 websites, web shops especially, are created? I'm Cyprian Kazakou, the CEO and co-founder of Easy Sales, and we want to help all the web shops and anyone who wants to sell online to automate and to expose their products everywhere. Our story started in 2019 when me and my brother identified a client, let's assume John, that want to put their products on different marketplaces. And he have a lot of issues. And we saw that a lot of problems occurs, high expectation, high complexity, a lot of problems in order to maintain the integrations between their websites, their marketplaces, couriers, invoicing system, fulfillment, etc. And we came with a solution that it's basically a SaaS product, it's a plug-and-play product, and it's affordable, it's starting with €29, and it's standardized. Basically, it works in the same way. We studied the market in 2019 when we started, and we saw that it's very big and it's growing year to year. And with the pandemic, we discovered that the market was bigger because a lot of offline shops came and want to start selling their products very fast without having a website. We use nice technology. It's very modular. We can develop in the same time many features of our products. It's in cloud, everything it's automated, and we are using a popular framework in order to easy hire developers and to ask questions when we have problems. In 2020, we made a survey to our clients and we asked, why do you love easy sales? And the first thing they said, it's, easy sales is easy. Basically, under 30 minutes, we start using it and expose my products through many sales channels. And of course, it's self-service, it's automatic, you have all the information there. And also, basically, they open their world, the markets, because they start selling abroad all their products. That gives us some traction and help us a lot in order to sustain our work and expand more. Now we are in Romania, Bulgaria, and Hungary, and we want to jump in directly in the UK and the US market. We are 17 people, and we are growing. We are extending much more, and we want to change the world and basically want to automate the e-commerce and be globally anyone to sell everything anywhere in the world. Thank you. I'm Ciprian Kazacu. I'm the co-founder of Easy Sales. Let's try to build a better world and efficient world.
Thank you for your presentation, Ciprian. Let's open up some questions from the floor. Who'd like to know more?
Thanks for the presentation. Could you help me to understand a bit better how this product is different, for example, from Shopify? So basically, it's an e-commerce builder.
Basically, it's an online one-stop shop. Basically, we are integrated with Shopify, for example, and we are helping the sellers that sell their products through their website, especially Shopify, to move their products very fast, for example, to eBay or Amazon or etc. So when an order will come from Amazon, it will automatically change the stock in their Shopify website or in eBay or etc.
So it's a backend for all these shops?
Not necessarily. It's no-code application. It's a SaaS platform, typically, where you put your credential, because we do not intermediate the commercial connections. Basically, we ensure the software infrastructure for e-commerce. You put your credential from Shopify, from Amazon, from eBay, and everything is automated and synchronized, or couriers, or even so. Let's be courageous.
Another question?
So what is your sales strategy from now onwards? Which markets, what kind of clients are you targeting, and where you expect to reach in the next 2 years?
We started with small clients because we are at the beginning and we need trust and to create awareness. Now we grew and we are targeting more and more bigger clients. We have, for example, Decathlon Romania as a client. And we are expanding much more in many countries. As I said before, we want to go in US and UK starting with next year. About the strategy, we have two pillars of strategy. One is going through partnerships. We have a partnership, for example, with the DHL that basically they are promoting to their customers that can be our customers. GS1 and Vodafone Romania, for example, and many others. And the second one is through strategic PPC campaigns, advertorials, events like this, or sales especially.
And how many clients do you expect to have in a year?
For next year, we'll expect 1,000 more. But we hope that will grow also the ARP for the existing customers.
And what's the time it takes to onboard a customer?
Depends on the customer. If it's a small one, it will be 1 hour, 2 hours. If it will be a bigger one, 2 weeks.
Thank you.
Do we have any online questions?
Yeah, I have one. So thank you for your presentation. Thank you for your pitch. I'm just wondering, could you guide us through your current unit economics? So I'd like to understand average revenue per customer, customer acquisition cost, retention rates, so lifetime value, and this type of things.
Okay. We have a KIC, KAC, of 250 euro. We have a lifetime value about 2,000 euro. We have a churn rate of 3%. I do not know if I missed something.
Could you start once again? So let's start with average revenue per customer yearly. What is that?
The churn per customer, or
average revenue per customer.
70 euro.
20 euro.
70
yearly, yeah.
70. Because we have now 500 customers.
Okay, and the customer acquisition cost?
250 euro.
Okay, and the retention rate or churn rate?
It's 3%.
Monthly or yearly?
Monthly, because they are especially from the lower subscription, because they do not starting to be very efficient. Their products are not competitive.
Mm-hmm. Okay, got it. Thank you.
Other questions? Thank you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Cyprian. Thank you very much indeed. It's okay. Okay, we have one final startup for your consideration. It is a company called Pubitz, and it hails from Italy, founded in 2016. This is going to be an online presentation. I think we have a video to play you first.
Did you hear that? That is the sound of data centers, the core of public cloud. That is the sound of our money getting wasted. Up to 70% of what we pay for cloud services is actually spent to build or maintain data centers. Not only. We must transfer the ownership of our data to a third cloud provider upfront. And to run the data centers of this world, it takes the same energy you would need to run a country as big as France. High price to pay, privacy loss, big energy waste. This is why 6 out of 10 companies in Europe still prefer to use on-premises technologies, despite that they are obviously more limited. I am Stefano, CEO of Cubbit, and we are building the B2B distributed cloud to make the limits of public cloud and on-premises just an old memory. Cubbit's distributed cloud is no longer based on a data center in the hands of a third party, but on an encrypted network in the hands of the customer itself. Files are encrypted, fragmented, multiplied, and distributed. We're like a bank that has no vault. You wouldn't even know where to steal from. And we ourselves are completely blind to your data. Cubbit is a zero-knowledge system. You can virtualize Cubbit software on any device, so you can recycle your existing IT infrastructure rather than dismissing it. It's not only servers, but also simple employee PCs or even IoT devices. And without a central infrastructure, not only can we cut down prices, but we also save a lot of energy. For every petabyte, you avoid 40,000 kilograms of CO2 emissions every single year. Techstars invested in us. Lorenzo, a PhD in complex system. Marco, an engineer coding software since he was 12. Alessandro and I, who have been working together for 10 years. We raised a total of 10 million euro in the last few years, and our deep tech team now has sales experts from WD and Dropbox too. The EU financed our development because we help pursue digital sovereignty. We are proud members of Gaia X in Brussels. We now protect 50 million files, with 60 corporate customers spanning from SMEs to enterprises with over 1 billion euro in turnover. We all know that we'll just produce more and more data, and we want to delete the old one. The trend is exponential. So, to the market out there, we say, do you hear this? This is the sound of privacy by design, zero capex, and green impact. This is the sound of Cubbit. Thank you.
Stefano there from Cubbit, and I think we should be joined now by Alessandro Cillario, who's also from Cubbit. He should be joining us from Italy. Alessandro, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
There we go, brilliant.
Everyone.
Thank you for joining us. We just heard from Stefano, and now we're going to open up the floor to some questions. Jury members, take it away. No, nothing immediately from there. So our online jury, do you have any questions for Alessandro?
Maybe I will start. What challenges do you face when talking to your customer? Because the technology that you provide or the approach that you come up with is quite novel. And I can imagine that for legacy businesses, it can be quite hard to come around it. So what are their arguments for not going with you, and what arguments you use to convince them that Cubbit is the right solution?
Yeah, of course, that's a really good question, because every single time you speak with companies and you provide like a deep technology, a new technology like our one, you know, it's quite difficult at the beginning to convince them in switching something. Well, basically the first thing that they ask us is about the security, because of course, as we saw in the video, we basically split the data, encrypt those, and distribute on the network. So the first thing that you have is to convince them that they are more secure, because the data are distributed, so are not in a single place, are not owned by a single owner. You have to demonstrate them what is the zero knowledge, which is a new technology, we can say, in the encryption field, which basically gives you the chance to do not see as an internet provider, as a cloud provider, the data that are distributed in the network. So for sure, this is one of the questions. The second one is related to the the sustainability, for sure, because sometimes like companies try to understand why this can give them more, let's say, sustainability also, and green impact. And of course, the elimination, let's say, of the cooling down of the data center is a part of the answer that we give them to convince them. The approach that we used in terms of go-to-market is to start by providing the first services that they can get from a cloud storage perspective. So starting from backups, for example. The most skeptical companies start from a secondary backup, so they don't have to use the first backup for this solution, and then they start to understand the technology to use it, and so to acquire. The other channels are easier, of course, when you work with system integrators or other players, because they convince the customers to use it, and they get more margin from the partnerships.
Okay, just a follow-up question. How do you secure that the data is reliably accessible at any time that the customer needs them, as it is distributed somewhere else?
Yeah. Basically, when you split the data, you have also a redundancy level, which is around 1.5 redundancy usually. So you can consider talking about numbers. Let's say that we split one data in 24 pieces, and then we have a redundancy in 36 pieces. Then you distribute in 36 different nodes all those pieces. Until you are able to provide 24 pieces, you are able to retrieve the data. The point is that we also developed, as a deep technology, an algorithm that is able to understand when some of the nodes are going down, and basically starts to replicate to other nodes the same the same data. So it's quite hard in terms of technology, but it's the top level that you can guarantee in terms of resiliency, because you're always sure that somewhere you'll find the pieces of data that you need to retrieve the data.
Great, thank you very much.
Any more questions from our virtual friends?
I will have maybe just one more if there's no one else. What is the average contract value?
Well, it depends. The average one right now, it is around 5K for every year, considering that, of course, is related to, as I mentioned, backups or others. We expect to move to 15K in the next 12 months, related to the fact that also some companies that already joined as customers wants to upgrade, to use more capacity, to use more storage for their needs. We can consider that, of course, the production data are booming in many different industries, and so the idea is that we can start from a single use case and then moving to many others step by step in the future.
And what is the contract value derived from? Is it the amount of data or something else?
Well, normally what you have here is like two kind of billing, let's say. One is related to the amount of storage that you save, and the other one is related to the amount of transfer that you use in terms of storage. So if you transfer, for example, 1 terabyte of storage, you're billed for that. You have to pay also like another fee, but for us, this service is flat. So you just pay the storage and nothing else, and this is another competitive advantage. Thank you.
Alessandra from Cubbit there. Thank you very much. Okay, thanks everyone. That is the last startup session for the day. To all the startup participants, thank you very much for your time and best of luck. And to all the jury members, if you could submit your applications well before the awards ceremony, that would be much appreciated. Also, thank you to you all. And we can all find out who's been successful later on at the main stage at the 1840 Founders Games Awards ceremony. See you there. Thanks all.